Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and assalam sejahtera. So in this session, we want to discuss the terms nominal and effective interest rates. As we know, the primary difference between simple interest and compound interest is that the compound interest includes interest on the interest earned in the previous period, while simple interest does not. Here, in this session, we want to discuss nominal and effective interest rates, which have the same basic relationships. So the difference here is that the concept of nominal and effective must be used when interest is compounded more than once each year, or when the interest period is less than 1 year. Yeah, we usually look the interest statement given in yearly based. Example, 10% per year, 8% per year. But what if the interest period statement given less than 1 year? Example, 1% per month, 6% every 3 months. So to understand and correctly handle the effective interest rate is important in engineering practice as well as for individual finance. The interest amounts for loans, mortgage are commonly based upon interest rates compounded more frequently than annually. Means the interest period is given less than 1 year or be compounded less than 1 year. So the engineering economy study must account for these effects. Another terms that important that we have to understood is the compounding period concept or terms using symbol CP. So compounding period defined as shortest time unit over which interest is charged or earned, for example, 10% per year compounded monthly, 10% per year compounded quarterly. So the compounded again is less than 1 year. This will this an example which the effective interest must take into considerations. And another things that we also have to be considered is the compounding frequency, and it defined as number of times compounding occurs within the interest period T. For example, at I 10% per year compounded monthly means the interest will be compounded 12 times during the 1 year interest period. If the 10% per year compounded semi-annually, means it will compounded 2 times per year. Okay. So we look first the terms nominal interest. So nominal interest using symbol R is obtained by multiplying an interest rate that is expressed over a short time period by the number of compounding period in a longer time period. The nominal interest formula is interest period times number of compounding periods. Example, 1% per month, and nominal rates per year is 1 times by 12, 12% per year. And a nominal rates may be calculated for any time period longer than the time period stated by using above equations. For example, the interest of 1.5% per month is the same as each of the following nominal rates. If 34 months, 1.5 times by 24, so 36% nominal rates for 2 years. Time period for 12 months, it times by 12, so 18% nominal rates every year, and so on. Yeah? So note that none of these rates mention anything about compounding of interest. Again, because the nominal rate itself did not consider the compounding of the interest. Okay. And this different with the effective interest definitions. Yeah. So an effective rate, yeah, is rate wherein the compounding of interest is taken into account. Yeah. The compounding of interest is taken into account. Effective rates are commonly expressed on an annual basis as an effective annual rate. However, any time basis may be used. Yeah. So it might use effective annual rates or any time basis. So there are two formulas that can be used to calculate the effective rates. First, using the annual rates or any time period rates. So the most common form of interest rate statement when compounding occurs over time periods shorter than 1 year is percent per time period compounded monthly example. 12% per year compounded weekly. And effective rates may not always include the compounding period in the statement. So if the CP is not mentioned, example 10% per year, it is understood to be the same as the time period mentioned with the interest rates. For example, an interest rate of 1.5% per month means that interest is compounded each month. That is, the compounding period is 1 month. That's why in previous example, if the interest statement is 10% per year, without mention the compounding period, it shows that the interest been compounded yearly. 10% per year means it's been compounded yearly. So what we learn as introduction on this nominal and effective interest rates, and the nominal interest rates are essentially simple interest rates. Therefore, they can never be used in interest formula. And the effective rate must always be used hereafter in all interest formula. So we must be careful the I that we use inside the formula, and we must make sure the I that we use is an effective rate, not nominal interest rates. So that's introductions for nominal and effective interest rates. The next session, we will discuss how to calculate the effective interest rates. Thank you.